All right, well, it's a fact of life, ladies. As we age, we have to deal with a whole lot more medically, physically, emotionally, all of that. Dr. Edmund Rhett with East Cooper Medical Center is here with some information for us. He's representing East Cooper Medical Center, I should say. Dr. Rhett, how are you?
I'm fine, Laura. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Good to see you. And I feel so privileged because I just saw you last Wednesday.
Well, I feel privileged myself. I like being here with you.
You're sweet. So today we're talking about menopause. Every woman will have to deal with it. So what's the first thing, maybe some preemptive measures that we can take?
Well, if you're healthy, everything works better.
Okay.
Whether it's menopause or bone loss or whatever you're going to talk about. But healthier women tolerate everything better. So, but only 1 in 10 women get to their final menstrual period and just go click and stop. That means 9 out of 10 women don't. So they sort of stagger in. They'll have irregular periods, they'll have too many periods, they'll skip 3 months and then have a period every 2 weeks. So every woman is different in that respect. The average age of menopause is just over 51 years old, but there are lots of women in their mid-40s or even some in their early 40s who have premature menopause, and there's many things that can be done.
So the women that might be in that in-between stage, Dr. Rhett, what should they do? Maybe some treatments that they can come in for?
Well, there are all kind of ways, and most of it is hormonal regulation of some kind or another, because the hormones are the things that are controlling the periods, and they're out of whack. The ovaries aren't functioning like they did. They've stopped being really regular in their ovulatory pattern, and so they can come in and find out what's wrong, and then we can devise a treatment for them. And sometimes it's a matter of taking a very low dose oral contraceptive. Sometimes it's a matter of adding either progesterone or a little bit of estrogen to somebody's metabolism, as it might be, and sort of helping them regulate their own periods.
Well, with menopause and with women getting older, Dr. Rhett, we know that it's no secret the bone loss becomes a really big issue. And in these days and times, everybody's worried about being healthy and I don't want to gain weight. Some women have stopped drinking milk, things like that altogether, because they say they don't want to get fat. But you need that kind of thing, at least the calcium.
You need calcium, and you need vitamin D, and you need exercise, and then you need something to stimulate the bones. Prior to menopause, you have estrogen running around that's helping the body build bone back. You have to think of osteoporosis like like repaving an asphalt road. You have a machine that comes along and takes the surface off. You've got a great base down there somewhere. And then you have to repave it. So you have to have the right, you have to have asphalt, which is calcium. You have to have the machinery to put it in. In osteoporosis, the repaving team slows way down. And so you start taking up this surface and it's not getting resurfaced. And the danger is that you can have bone loss that leads to bone fracture.
So it is possible, though, that with the bone loss that we already do have or might already have, that we could build some new bone?
Yes. For the last 15 to 20 years, we've been able to detect bone loss by using something called a DEXA scan, which tells us how thick the bone is. It doesn't tell how functional it is, but it tells how thick it is. And when we see this thickening, especially in a woman's hips, for example, they're at risk for breaking a hip. Everybody thinks you fall down and break a hip. A lot of really older women break a hip and fall down. It's just lost all that strength. So there's testing that can be done, and now there are lots of treatments that work. There are bisphosphonates. Some of them, you can get them intravenously or you can get them by mouth. There's a new one out that is enteric coated so that you don't have to wait for 30 minutes to an hour after you take it. You can take it with breakfast.
Well, as you always tell us, Dr. Rhett, it's always great to talk with your doctor, talk with your physician, and see what will be the best treatment for you.
Absolutely correct. And don't forget they're having this fair at the East Cooper Hospital, a women's health fair on Saturday the 17th.
He took the words right out of my mouth. Make sure that you head on over there. East Cooper, they know women's health. Thank you so very much, Dr. Rhett, for being here. We really do appreciate it.
Glad to be here with you, Laura. It's always nice.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me share a little information.
Oh, no problem. All right, well, keeping children and your pets safe at home, there are quite a few dangers, and if you can believe this, your blinds can be one of them. Expert advice coming up.